One. Welcome to Beware of Spoilers. I'm Adam.
Fuck fruit flies. And I'm Peter.
If you listen to
I want to have this on record how much I fucking hate fruit flies. I just killed one.
you've established this on the record on 30-minute reviews as well, where you just hate fruit flies.
I'm fine with other bugs. Fruit flies suck. They don't
Mosquitoes are. I think mosquitoes are worse.
No, at least they like curb the population. Like they serve a purpose. Like I'd rather get malaria than deal with fruit flies. I fucking hate them so much.
That seems like a little bit of an overstatement. I don't think malaria is better than fruit fly infestations.
Alright, well, maybe I was out before this because I saw the movie at 3:45. Then I went out for dinner/drinks with peeps. I went to the Mets game last night, so I didn't want to stay out too late tonight. Well, it was a Mariners game, but the Mets were playing. I ate crickets. They sell fried crickets at the Mariners Stadium. They were good.
Doesn't surprise me.
I think they were good because they were fried all the way through. Because what I was most afraid of is they would just be crunchy on the outside, and then when I bit into them, it would be like
eating a bug.
Juicy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they were fried all the way through, so they were really it tasted like eating. It didn't really. It just tasted like the spice they were in. But I'm trying to think.
In terms of consistency, what they're like.
It tasted because it was like eating pumpkin seeds. That's what it felt. That's what it tasted like. And when you eat a pumpkin seed, it's different than other like nuts because it kind of like splinters apart.
Yeah.
That's what it was most like eating, pumpkin seeds. But they were pretty good, so give them an A. And then so I've had that drinks. I got margaritas. Now I'm drinking from the cellars of Fairbanks, a California port, an exceptional ruby port with a superbly rich, full-bodied character. It was $9 for 750 milliliters.
If you don't know what 700 milliliters is, I think a bottle of Evian water comes in a 700 milliliter. Like the medium-sized Evian water is 700 milliliters.
Yeah, so it's pretty fun.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I really like ports. They have a different taste than the red wine, but it's a fortified red wine.
Sorry we haven't done this in so long. We haven't had an episode since
mostly
May,
my fault.
I think. It
Logan,
was basically just me
one.
telling Peter to go see what's it called, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Which he still has not done.
Nope.
Because we didn't do one for Wonder Woman yet. We didn't do, but we're gonna. Let me just get this out of the way. We did have the idea to better streamline both this and 30-minute reviews, where we would also include new release DVDs on this one that you can get out of Redbox.
Mm-hmm.
That way it's cheaper, and you can do it at home. Because I don't know how much movies are by you. I mean,
I think today I paid $14 or $15.
Yeah, that's a little expensive. Did you see it in IMAX, or did you see it in just standard?
Or maybe it was $12. I forget. I'll look it up right now.
Because I usually, if I go opening night to a movie, I don't do that anymore. It's ridiculous to go opening night. It's like $17.50 or something like that. Whatever we paid up in Albany, that's what I'm paying now to go to the movies, and that's a little obscene. So I don't go opening night anymore. I go to my local AMC. I paid $25 for the year for AMC Stubs Premiere, and I go with a $5 off coupon for $5 or just $10 for an early 3D showing for certain movies. So I've seen a lot more movies this year than Peter has, but I can't. So I will do my $12.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
And I go to the Sundance Theater, which is now owned by AMC. So I had to fucking watch their dumb intro.
Which
really fucking annoying.
I said I hated the AMC intro until Rogue One.
That is true. That made me like I did laugh to myself as I came on.
I don't think I told this story on this show, so I'll just tell it again. We have a slightly larger listener base on here than we do on 30-minute reviews. What happened was when I saw Rogue One, I went with my dad and my brother, And I was going into the showing anticipating it being very similar to how The Force Awakens was. Where, I mean, you basically had a clap track through the entire movie because of these fucking assholes who didn't know.
Yes.
They're not watching a live stage show, they're watching a pre-recorded movie, and you clapping has no impact on it, and it's not going to bring Tinkerbell back to life. So, and neither will your autistic shitfit you throw sitting next to me in a seat. Directed specifically at the guy sitting next to me during The Force Awakens. Did not bring Han Solo back to life. I'm sorry about your loss. I didn't know you had such an attachment to the character. That was required. So, I went to see Rogue One, and the theater was packed, as you'd expect, and it wasn't one we could pick your seating in advance, so I was a little annoyed, because that theater was sold out. So, we get in, and they show all the trailers. Then the lights dim, and the theater is silent. A few specks of light appear on the screen, like stars far out in space. And we all knew going into this movie there's going to be a cold open. It wasn't gonna start with a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away or anything like that. So you see the star field. Then you hear it, a slow, almost like a rolling clap start across the theater, slowly reaching a crescendo of roars of applause. And at that moment, the little alien flying in on the straw to put the straw in the Coke comes flying in from AMC, and the theater goes dead silent for the entire rest of the movie. And that was probably the single greatest thing I have ever witnessed in my life. Was the systematic shutting down of an entire
happened, I would have
theater.
been clapping after everyone went silent. I would be like, "Good job, retards! Go kill yourselves now."
How far into the movie were we when you turned to me and said, "I completely understand theater shootings for Rogue One, for The Force Awakens"? I know you did that at some
probably
point.
pretty early on.
Yeah, it was very early. Maybe it was during the trailers. Cause I don't think the movie had even
There was
started
actually a
yet.
tweet I related to extremely well. It was this woman, and it was a comedian I follow on Twitter, and she said, "It doesn't matter what religion I follow, but this would be my hell." And she quoted a tweet from Steven Spielberg after showing a trailer for Ready Player One. He was like, "I want people to shout out 'I know that' in the theater every time they see a reference they like."
Oh my god!
And then so I 100% agree with that. I would literally kill myself in the middle of the theater if that happened.
Yeah, that's a little extreme. But like that actually does kind of relate back. I did see something funny happen during the trailers of the movie. We're talking about this week, the movie, obviously, Dunkirk, Christopher Nolan's newest movie.
The old man next to me started crying, and it was kind of funny, because old people crying are always funny.
Well, for me, I walked into the theater. I went the Saturday it opened, and I walk into this theater about 5 minutes before showtime, and as usual, when you do that, and it's not a assigned seating theater, the theater tends to be more full. Like if I go to the Regal by me, where you can pick your seat, people stroll in 2 minutes into the trailer, so you don't have to worry about not sitting up in the front row. Like so people tend to stroll in a little bit late, but I get in. Theater's mostly full. Fortunately, I guess the showing I went to was for veterans of the Battle of Dunkirk, because I brought the average age in the theater down to about 90.
Mine was mixed. There was younger people there. A few people there's probably like 30 people at mine, so it's a little bit more full. The theaters are very tiny, but the screens are giant, which is kind of nice. But the two old people sat next to me. They're the ones that bought seating literally next to me. But the theater I go to is the Sundance Dine-In Theater, so the seats are fucking giant, and there's nice. Giant. There's literally a table, but like in between the seats sometimes. So I had some room to spare, which is nice. But then like partway through the movie, I heard him crying, and I was like, "Ah, you pussy."
Well, we had what's it called? For me, it was it's a standard stadium, the one I went to, where it's stadium seating, where you have like the the armrest between the two of you. Whatever asshole installed the armrests put them in upside down, so I couldn't sit comfortably.
So
Because
the cushions were on the bottom.
the cushions were on the bottom, and like that plastic part was on top.
Well, that's so those armrests fold up, don't they?
They do fold up, but it's not.
That's why.
It's less comfortable because it's like then you're just leaning down into the next seat, and you look like you're like half asleep. So I didn't.
So you can lay down across a couple seats, take a nap.
So I sat there and I'm waiting for the movie to start, and then fortunately I was able to sit in my usual high up seats because I guess for these people you would have needed a Sherpa and like a guide to get up to the higher seats. It must have been like hiking the Himalayas or something. So it was like the first like 6 rows were all packed, and then once you got past there, it was just empty the entire top.
No man's land.
So I always go up as high as possible, and I go by myself. So I'm like 85% certain that people think I'm there to shoot up the theater anytime I go to a movie.
Or masturbate in the back.
So I take my seat, and the movie they start the trailers, and I think it was the 3rd trailer they showed was for an Inconvenient sequel. And
Yeah, they show that in mine too.
The trailer I don't know if it's a new trailer or if it's the original. Where it starts out with Donald Trump saying like, "Wow, global warming, huh? So much for that global warming. It's so cold out today." And I'm sitting up there. I'm watching the whole trailer. In the middle of the trailer, I saw at least 3 people get up, leave, and not come back.
That sounds very Long Island.
Yeah, after seeing a trailer for an Inconvenient sequel. And by the way, Long Island is a place where Donald Trump got cheers for saying that police should commit brutality on gang members.
Yeah, not surprised.
This past weekend.
Long Island and Fat Island have a very large Trump following.
Yeah, I don't know why either. So, but regardless, I mean, you're free to follow whoever you want. I don't care. It's not my business. But it's a trailer for a movie. Don't be an asshole. I didn't get up and leave when I saw the trailer for The Shack before some dumbass Lionsgate movie. Like, it's not a big deal. Like,
Yeah.
They showed it before Power Rangers, and I was like, it's a dumb Christian movie about this guy who goes out, his daughter gets kidnapped, and he finds God in the shack she was killed in, and God shows him the ways of the universe. I don't know. He becomes a cosmic being or some bullshit. Like, so, like, I didn't get up and leave when I saw that. Like, okay, you're not gonna agree with everything. You're like. It's a movie they thought would appeal to people who are seeing this. If you're going to go and see a movie that's probably going to be nominated for Best Picture, then you're going to want to see a documentary that's probably going to win Best Documentary at the end of the year.
Yes. I saw a news article, I think it was from the New Yorker, and I responded on Twitter, like, go fuck yourself, because it was a criticism of an Inconvenient sequel, because he doesn't focus at all on small grassroots green initiatives in like the Midwest.
Wow.
Himself.
I still want to see it. I'm going to see it next week when it comes out.
And it's his like thing. Like he can do that, and he's actually making it for like those people in the middle of nowhere actually doing anything.
Exactly. But I am going to see that next week when it comes out. But like what was there was one other thing I wanted to say, but like I also commented for the first time on a news article yesterday, and that's somewhat related. It was an article from Variety about how Warner Brothers is going to make a push for Wonder Woman to break the glass ceiling and be the first superhero movie to be nominated for Best Picture and Best Director.
Cool.
Now, here's my problem with this, with this claim that they're doing. Number one, Wonder Woman is not even the best superhero movie to come out this year.
Because Logan
came out this year. Wonder Woman's not the best historical drama to come out this year. Because Dunkirk came out this year. If you want to go for emotional moments and you don't want to count Logan, I would say second place goes to
Guardians of the Galaxy.
No, not Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy did have a very good moment at the end. Do you want me to spoil it for you, or do you want to?
I know.
Oh, you know what?
I won't spoil it for people listening, but it's something to do with a funeral. Right?
But like that, that funeral, it's the only time. No, that's not true because I saw Logan this year. It's the second time this year I almost cried at a superhero movie. If you want to say the best scene in a superhero movie this year was in Wonder Woman, that's not true because Spider-Man: Homecoming came out this year, and the sequence in the middle of the movie, which you probably heard it on Hollywood Babylon where he talks about it.
I don't listen to Hollywood Babylon anymore.
It
was too visual.
Yeah, and it's like you have to subscribe to
There's too much. There was too much fan interaction that I did not care for.
It's the same thing with what's the other one that they do? Jay and Silent Bob Get Old.
I do like that one because I like their beginning banter where they just talk about their lives. I always think that's really funny.
Yeah, but like the sex story from Jason Mewes, that's always where it loses me. When the show actually starts, that's where they lose me.
I like that. Sometimes I'll fast forward to the end when I do the sex positions.
Yeah, that one that doesn't translate well to an audio podcast.
No, that's not their fault though either.
Right?
It's a live show.
Yeah, exactly. But do you want me to spoil that for you? Because this is the Beware of Spoilers podcast, so we do talk about spoilers here.
Spoil what?
From Spider-Man: Homecoming, the best scene in a
movie. Yeah.
So what happens is, throughout the movie, we see Spider-Man's investigating the Vulture and seeing who he is. He finds out what Vulture looks like, and he sees Michael Keaton's face, and he knows what it is. Also, throughout the movie, because it takes place in high school, he's trying to work up the courage to ask out this girl, Liz Allen, to the homecoming dance, which is the titular homecoming dance. He asks her out. She says yes, so he goes to her house to pick her up. And he gets there. Who answers the door? Michael Keaton. The Vulture's her dad. So through the whole scene, you see Tom Holland. He knows, and he's horrified that he's the Vulture, but Michael Keaton has no idea.
And Michael Keaton's a cool dad.
And Michael Keaton has no idea why he's acting so weird. And then they get in the car, and then he is driving Liz and Peter to the homecoming dance, and he slowly starts piecing it together over the course of the scene. That Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
Michael Keaton does?
Yeah, okay. He's like, oh, so it's lucky that you must have been really scared when you were in the elevator in D.C. And he goes, oh, no, I wasn't in the elevator in D.C. And he's like, oh, lucky Spider-Man showed up, didn't he? He's like, yeah, lucky Spider-Man showed up. And they get to the dance, and that's when that scene in the trailer, "I'll kill you and everyone you love." That's when that happens, and it's just before the third act starts, and it's probably the best scene. It's easily the best scene in a. I mean, I keep forgetting Logan came out this year because I think Wolverine's funeral and Professor X's funeral both get that over it, but it's better that the scene that they're talking about for Wonder Woman is always the No Man's Land sequence, which is seen in the trailer. Because you haven't seen the movie yet. It's that scene where she walks across No Man's Land.
Yeah. I figured it out.
Yeah, so they, that's the scene everyone's talking about, where the reason why they want to give Patty Jenkins Best Director for it is because she lobbied to have that in the movie. And she said this movie will not work without this scene. I don't know about that. The scene was good. It was a very well shot scene, and it does a lot to, really show what the mood of the movie is. But it's not the scene doesn't make or break the movie to me. If that scene wasn't in it, I think I wouldn't have given it as good a review as I did. Only because of how, at that point, the third act would have overshadowed the entire rest of the movie. Because the third act was so bad. It would have overshadowed the entire rest of the movie for me. So I commented the way I just said, it's not the best, of any of these. And if Warner Bros. Is smart, they'd be lobbying for Dunkirk to get a nomination, because that they can do. Because Dunkirk is amazing.
I don't think they need to lobby that hard for Dunkirk to get nominated.
Right. And then it's like there were comments like, "Oh, put Patty Jenkins in a room with other Academy voters, and she'll get them all to vote for her." And it's like that's not what the Academy Awards is about. Like the Academy Awards is recognizing ability and the artistic vision that we see on the screen, not about your ability to garner votes off the screen. This isn't the fucking Hunger Games.
No, it's definitely that. All it's about now.
No, I know. Okay, I'm saying it shouldn't be about that. That's
millions of dollars for campaigns.
What I'm saying is it shouldn't be about that, though. You shouldn't have Haymitch in the back trying to lobby to get you to send in a fucking care package in the middle of it. It should be which movie was the best, which director was the best, and then going from there. Now, yes, because there are 9 categories, there's 9 movies that are being nominated. There's a very real chance that we have 2 superhero movies nominated this year. If Wonder Woman is nominated over Logan, that's wrong. If Detroit turns out any good, if Wonder Woman is nominated over Detroit, that's wrong. And if Wonder Woman is nominated over Detroit...
They'll have like 13 or 14 nominations again. That's always fun.
No, it's only 9. And as of right now, I think we have 3 of the nominees already out. I think we have Get Out, which I think Get Out's definitely going to get Best Director, if not a Best Picture nomination. We have Logan, definitely gets a nomination in one of the major categories. And Dunkirk gets all the major categories it can, except for like acting and stuff like that. Because of the downfall of the ensemble cast.
Yes.
I
don't think it'll get a Best. Yeah, I don't think so.
We've talked about it before, where we have the issue with the ensemble cast as a concept when it comes to the award season, because it doesn't exactly lend itself to any one person standing out. Because the entire rest of it, like, all but one person needs to suck for the one person to stand out to get a nomination, and the movie has to be good around them, or everyone has to be so good they sweep everything. Yeah. Otherwise, you're not going to get a nomination for acting. And the thing is, this movie also has going for it, I don't know any of the characters' names.
Yeah, I don't think if anyone gets nominated for Best Actor in this movie, I don't think they deserve it, because it's not that they were bad, but it's just like they were tools Christopher Nolan used.
Yeah, they're set pieces,
like make his movie.
I think
so they all did their jobs, but they weren't like nothing was amazing. It was like the settings were amazing.
The sets were amazing. The way the movie was shot, the script wasn't anything great. It's just when you go to see a Christopher Nolan movie, it's like seeing a James Cameron movie. They're very similar in that regard. You don't go for the dialogue. You go for seeing something new and unique in terms of cinematography and pacing of the movie. And this movie does a great job of that by having the movie take place over 3 different timelines.
Yes, that was very cool. And there's double meaning too, because the first one they called the mole, and then one of the people was the French guy that he was also a mole.
Yes. If there are any actors that get nominated for the movie, I think the only 2 you can make the case for are Cillian Murphy.
Who was that?
He's the guy who played the Scarecrow.
I don't think so. He played a tiny part. I think the old guy.
The old guy was the other one I was going to say. That scene
appears like his only acting jobs are period pieces from World War II, because he's in the Bridge of Spies.
Oh yeah,
he's in the Bridge of Spies. He's in this. He's in the new Winston Churchill movie.
Is that Mark Rylance?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay. Oh, he won Best Supporting Actor 2 years ago.
Yeah, for Bridge of Spies.
Yeah.
BFG.
The big
fucking giant.
Yeah.
Oh wait, there was one other trailer. In mine that I laughed at really hard, and then the old guy next to me got mad at, because it's a movie. I forgot what it's called, but it's basically about the first wolf
Alpha.
to ever be domesticated.
It comes out next year.
It looks really stupid.
Yes.
It's going to make a lot of money because it's about a dog, but it looks really dumb. But there's one part where he's like, I forget what they're doing, but the kid's like collecting firewood, and he bundles up a thing of sticks, and then there's like teenagers behind me, and they were weren't annoying at all. But then when he did that, when the kid did that, the kid behind me just like, what a mighty faggot. I just started. I lost it. I just laughed so hard.
They showed the trailer.
Perfect.
Did you see the new trailer for Geostorm before yours?
No, I wish I did though.
I am
fucking
so
love that
looking
show.
forward to that movie. Like, I know it sounds really weird, but I fucking love disaster porn. Like,
yeah, disaster porn's amazing.
That's
the only thing this movie was lacking.
I think it's my only favorite. I think it's my favorite subgenre. And the thing is, it looks like when they show the new trailer. Did you see the new trailer or just the original?
I just seen the original trailer. I haven't seen
the new trailer gives away plot, and it's oh my god, it's every B movie I've ever seen, but with like a $200 million budget. Like, it's like we have to kidnap the president so we can get the codes to stop the thing, and I'm like, this is exactly what I'm hoping to see out of this movie. Like,
for going back to the Inconvenient sequel, I really think Al Gore, when the World Trade Center got flooded, he should have sailed a boat into the World Trade Center. Just stood there for a few days, holding up his middle finger.
Like, someone said this was gonna happen. What was there was another trailer that... Oh, American Assassin looks really good. That was Michael Keaton's movie that's gonna win Best Picture.
I didn't see that one either.
It's Dylan O'Brien's the lead. It's about a guy who wants to go and kill Osama bin Laden, I think, or something like that. I don't know. He wants to go and be an assassin, so he goes and joins Michael Keaton and trains to be an assassin. But as we know the rule, if Michael Keaton's in a movie, then
is it funny or?
No, it looks like a serious drama.
It sounds just like a Nicolas Cage movie that came out where he tried to go hunt down Osama bin Laden.
But no. This one it's meant to be a drama. But the thing is, it's in. I think this is gonna be a movie that follows the rule. Mel Keaton gets nominated for Best Supporting Actor, and then that movie gets nominated.
The movie wins Best Picture.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I saw those two, the new Justice League trailer. Oh, Ryan Reynolds' new shitty movie.
The Assassin's Bodyguard. I don't think that movie looks that bad.
It's gonna be bad. It will further prove the point that I've always said that Ryan Reynolds has one good movie. That is it. Deadpool. He's never made a good movie besides Deadpool.
I still think the thing in that scene in that trailer that really makes me laugh is when they're with all the nuns and Samuel Jackson's singing in Italian, and then they drop him off and Reynolds like, bye. This guy's killed over 200 people. Bye.
He's literally just Deadpool.
That's the movie's gonna be a Deadpool prequel.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll see it. Atomic Blonde looks really good. That comes out. That actually came out this weekend. I didn't see it yet though.
Yes, I saw that when I was picking my movie. Back to Dunkirk.
Yes, we're going off on a tangent again. We're good about that.
The opening scene of this movie. I will say this again. The movie theater I see movies in, it is the loudest movie theater I think in the world. But it makes watching movies amazing because it is painful sometimes to watch movies. Mm-hmm. I do think by far this is the loudest movie I have ever seen in my life. People around me had to cover their ears in our theater because it was so fucking loud. It was crazy. The opening scene when they were in the town and then the shot fires, that made me jump really.
Oh yeah, with the one long tracking shot.
Yeah, that was really cool. I like that. There's that character doesn't really talk at all the entire movie.
Yeah.
This movie, all the three settings. I also really like because I was paying attention. You see where everything lines up early on, and then they go back to it again. The first dog fight, where when the guy crashes, you see the boat from the second setting, in the water where he crashes, and then later on they're seeing the dog fight from the boat. Mm-hmm. That was really cool, and then so that happens again. Can I go to the one part that annoyed me about the movie?
Yeah.
They talk about fucking parachutes at least 10 times, and not a single person uses a parachute. And then, so spoiler. Are we doing the spoiler part?
Yeah, we can spoil it.
Okay. Then, Tom Hardy's character fucking glides into enemy lines to fucking land his plane for some reason instead of fucking just using his parachute.
Yeah, he should have just crashed the plane and
into the water.
And then parachuted onto a boat or near a boat.
Yeah. That's what I was like.
Not
what
like the
fuck
boats were going to go through the English Channel behind him.
Yeah, exactly. It was like cool, but I couldn't get that out of my head. I was like, they've talked about parachutes so much. Like every time a plane is in the air, they're like, watch for a chute, and no one uses the parachute.
Did you catch the one time he slipped into the Bane voice on accident?
Yeah, that's why I was listening for that, because when he first talked, and I remember you telling me that he's like, he uses the Bane voice, and he first talked, I was like, I don't hear it, but then it like cut away for a second, and he was like, that's definitely the Bane voice. But then when it went back to him, he doesn't use it again. It was like only that one. Maybe he used it once, and Christopher Nolan was like, no, don't do that.
He's like, look, I get what you're going for here. I don't think anyone else will appreciate this.
You already have like an accent. Isn't he already British?
Yeah, he actually is British. It was at the time where he caught the mugger and he's like, I got the cunt. Like, yeah, he's British.
Yeah, the dogfights are amazing. The sounds of the German planes swooping down, that was the part people covered their ears in the theater. That part, like, it was so loud. It was insane how loud that part was. But that part's really cool because that's not the sound of a plane. What the Germans did is they built these like special trumpets that they mounted on their planes, and then when they would start diving, from the wind, it would like make like an air siren noise. And it's just it was just designed to like freak people out, right? So they like wanted people to know what was coming. So those parts are always fucking amazing.
The soundtrack, by the way, is my favorite thing in this movie. I think.
Oh yeah, that's like, it's reminiscent. You can definitely tell Tom Zimmer, and it's reminiscent of Interstellar, especially the clock.
Yeah,
sound,
the
time
clock
plays
ticking.
a crucial role. But I liked it. I wasn't like, oh, it's not like who's the guy? Who's the Harry Potter
guy? Which one?
The music guy.
Isn't that John? No. Oh, Danny Elfman. He didn't do
John
Harry
Williams.
Potter. Danny Elfman didn't do Harry Potter.
Okay, well then I'm thinking of Danny Elfman, where all his music sounds exactly the same.
It doesn't all sound the same. It only all sounds the same if you put it through the lens of all the Marvel movies sound the same, and that's all because they remixed the Danny Elfman's Avengers theme into their music. Danny Elfman
almost every Danny Elfman movie the music sounds exactly the same.
The Avengers soundtrack is the only two Marvel movies that Danny Elfman did were the Avengers and Age of Ultron. And those have the same theme, because it's the Avengers, like, Marvel uses that as the Avengers theme. That got remixed into, like, if you've heard Guardians Inferno from Guardians of the Galaxy 2, that what they play through the entire song, that's what they remix into every theme. Like, Spider-Man theme has that remixed into it. Iron Man, post Iron Man 2 has that remixed into it in Iron Man 3. Thor has it in Thor: The Dark World and all that. But that theme is only there in those movies. And then that sounds nothing like the theme for Spider-Man, the 2002, and it sounds nothing like the Batman 89 theme.
Like going through his discography.
You're trying to prove me wrong? Like, the Batman 89 theme sounds nothing like, what's it called? Like, either of the other two. I feel like he's done a few other. I feel like I only think he did Elf because he got Elf in his name.
He does not. He did not do Elf.
Right. I don't know why.
He does every. He does every Tim Burton movie.
Right. So he would have also done like what's it called? He would have also done all the music for that other one. You know what the fuck I'm talking about.
What do you?
Oh, he did Sweeney Todd, Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, A Nightmare Before Christmas, that's what I was referring to.
He didn't really do Sweeney Todd. That was already a musical.
That's true. The Simpsons theme song. The Spider-Man theme. Oz the Great and Powerful. 50 Shades Darker. Man, that's a low point of his career. Oh, wait, no, never mind. Low point of his career. Justice League.
He has,
Never mind.
he has a lot of shitty movies.
Yeah, exactly. Just like Justice League.
No, we don't know that yet.
I did not know that he is the uncle of Jenna Elfman.
Who's that?
She's an actress who was on 1600 Penn, I think. Ooh, she's a Scientologist. That's nice.
Oh, no, okay. You should have said she's from Dharma and Greg.
She was also in Looney Tunes Back in Action.
Okay,
Yeah,
once again, just say she's the one from Dharma and Greg.
Yeah, she's from
Because
Dharma
no
and
one
Greg.
else, she doesn't know.
She was in one
She's
episode
not
of My
known
Name is
from-
Earl. Oh, I think she was the one who got the BB stuck in her ass. And she's also the main cast member of Imaginary Mary.
I have no idea what that is.
1600 Penn is not bad. It's a sequel series to Independence Day.
Sort of.
Where it shows what happened in the Pullman administration after they fought off the aliens.
After he was president for 20 years.
Yep. Yeah. President Pullman was good. I did not know that Brittany Snow was really going to be the older daughter in that show, but it was replaced by someone else who has, I don't think, done anything since. Yeah, she is not. We're getting way off topic here, though.
We're talking about Hans Zimmer.
Yeah,
I
Hans
don't
Zimmer.
think I've ever noticed. I never noticed silence as much as this movie.
Yeah,
But
they
there's like
do
a
it very-
giant sequence where there's constant music,
Mm-hmm. And then it just nothing.
and then all of a sudden it just goes to nothing,
Yeah,
and then it's very
jarring.
the sound of silence.
Yes.
Because you always see, because time is very important. That's what we were talking about, the 3 different time settings.
Yeah.
When you told me like how it takes place, I was like, how did you know that? Like, did you, like,
They tell you
count
over-
how many days?
They tell you
That's like,
early
and
in
then
the
they
movie.
like say in the beginning, like 1 week, 1 day, 45 minutes, and I was like, oh, okay. I was like, that like, how are
many
you
times
describing
did
it
you
to
see
me? I was
this
like, that
fucking
doesn't, I was like, I don't understand what he's talking about. But I also wish they didn't do that because it took away like the
reveal?
beach characters every time they like got going somewhere. I was like, well, I know they're not going to make it because they're supposed to be here for a week.
Right, it almost became like a Looney Tunes cartoon after a certain point. And I know it's a historical event and it actually happened this way, but seeing them get onto a boat, and the boat sinks, they come back to the beach, and they go back onto another boat, that boat sinks, they go back to the beach, they go onto another boat. It almost becomes like, what was that one? There's one Looney Tunes cartoon that comes to mind, I just can't remember the name of it, where it's like,
Like when they're trapped on an island and they have to try to get off something.
no, that's Lost. I'm thinking more like, it's like, Daffy goes off, he storms off to go do something, he gets shot, comes back, then he goes back again, gets shot, comes back again. Like, that's what it basically is.
Yeah, it was very good, and it didn't feel repetitive, but I, like, every time they got on something, I was like, well, something's gonna go wrong. I don't know what, but something will. I really liked, and I did figure it out when the planes, when he gets fights the last bomber at a boat, then we see that other boat like that's sinking, and I like recognize, and then when they found the boat on the beach, I was like, that's the same fucking boat.
Yeah.
Like that's the same fucking boat. And then they were kind of retarded at that point. When they like plug the holes while people are shooting at that side of the boat.
Yeah. Like, to be fair,
And then
Harry Styles is the one leading that group, I think. He's surprisingly not a bad actor.
That's what I was saying. I was like, kudos to Harry Styles.
Like, who thought he had
Because
any acting
he was
ability going
very
into this
good.
movie?
It's very, I don't know. I want to hear the backstory behind that, where it was just like, was he
I
like,
remember-
I want to start acting, and then Christopher Nolan was like, I'll audition you or something?
I remember hearing they cast him, and then my first thought was, like, why? And then, like, I heard what movie he was cast. I saw, like, Harry Styles to star in an upcoming Warner Brothers movie, and I'm like, who the fuck's idea was that? And because when I see that, I'm like, oh, who's he going to be playing in Justice League or something like that? And then it goes to Christopher Nolan has cast him as a character in his upcoming World War II drama, Dunkirk. And I'm like, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on this one.
That's a guy. That was basically my reaction to, and I was like, in our Lord and
In
Savior,
Nolan we
Christopher
trust.
Nolan we trust. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then he was very good.
Yeah.
I think maybe it was like he because it's a very British movie. You know, maybe he like wanted to like show British pride or something.
No, the scene that got me choked up a little bit was when Mark Rylance's son dies.
His son doesn't die.
Yeah, he does.
That's not his son. That's just like their
Oh, that's like
their like town retard or something. That they just kind of bring along.
I thought that was the son. I thought that was the younger brother of the other guy who was his son.
No, I thought that he was just like their helper, like a servant.
Well, I'm gonna look that up, but when he
I don't
dies
think
and they go, and like Cillian Murphy comes back up and goes, "Oh,
No,
is
that
he
was
okay?"
good.
And he's
And
like,
he's like,
"Yeah, he's fine."
Yeah.
Like,
And then Mark Rylance, like, good job.
like because he knows that like Mark Rylance has this like worldly knowledge, of everything that of like he's like a World War I veteran. What I gathered from the way it was.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
But like I when I saw that, and then he goes, he's telling him what happened, and he doesn't tell him he's dead, and he doesn't tell him he killed him, because he's telling him, oh, he's shell shocked, he'll never be the same again. And he's going through all of this, and then he goes, and then when he asks, is he okay? And he goes, yeah, he's fine. He'll just go, and he's just resting now. That was really sad. Oh, so here's the story about Harry Styles is getting his role. He won the role after auditioning against hundreds of other candidates. Christopher Nolan had no idea who he was before casting him.
That's really funny.
And
But that's also kudos to Harry Styles where he did audition.
Yeah, exactly.
And he, tried.
Yeah, Cillian Murphy was there. Kenneth Branagh for the entire movie, and up until I saw it listed here, I thought that was Colin Firth.
He's a Navy officer?
Yeah, I thought that was Colin Firth until I literally just saw it here.
No, I knew it wasn't Colin Firth. I don't know where else. Is he the guy in Harry Potter?
Yeah, he plays Gilderoy Lockhart. He also directed Thor.
Yeah, I know he's a director. He did Hamlet.
Yeah,
movie too.
And then
no, I knew that wasn't Colin Firth, but that's what I assumed it was.
And James D'Arcy, who played Jarvis on Agent Carter. He's the colonel on the beach.
Oh, that's where I recognized him from, the 3 episodes of Agent Carter I've watched.
Yeah, he plays Jarvis on Agent Carter. He was also really good in this. I didn't think he would be able to do that.
Yeah, everyone was very good in this. I liked, I knew of Dunkirk. But I really liked how they framed it when they were rescued finally, and because it was like a loss, like they were defeated, and then that's when they were like we've been that's what they feel when they're like, we're defeated, like this is a loss, and they feel ashamed to go home because they had to retreat. And then Churchill was just like, get the fuck ready. Yeah.
Do you know what the movie?
That's the other trailer. It was the Churchill movie that's coming out.
Okay.
It's literally all about it's basically Dunkirk 2 because it's about the Battle of Britain.
Did you know what movie previously Hans Zimmer did the score for before this?
Batman v Superman?
No. It came out this year. It just came out on DVD. The Boss Baby.
Huh.
He scored The Boss Baby.
Well, I know he refuses to do superhero movies anymore, so I guess...
ever since Batman v Superman, he's like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm too good for you guys. I'm gonna go.
Well, I feel like Boss Baby is I in and out one day.
No one's going to this movie for the score. We can just have a bunch of children go and walk around on the instruments and call it a day.
Yeah.
The I did like no, but it was it was Christopher Nolan's own pocket watch, which he recorded and sent to Hans Zimmer to be used for the movie.
Oh, that was cool. I really like that sound of the pocket watch. And
then he also, for the purpose of intensity, script was written to accommodate the auditory illusion of a shepherd tone, which was previously used in the movie The Prestige. A shepherd tone being a superposition of sine waves separated by octaves. I have no idea what the fuck that means. I'll just pretend that I understand that, and we'll move on.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he what other movies have we done?
The oil part was fucking cool.
Yeah.
I know we're supposed to feel bad, but that was cool. Because I was like, uh-oh, there's a lot of oil in the water, and then they were like, we're in the oil, and then the plane crashed in the oil. And it was like,
yeah, I saw that happen. I saw the plane going down. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah, I was like, this is gonna be awesome. The French guy died in the boat, right? Because he like,
yeah, the French guy definitely died. Yeah,
he like got caught in shit, right? And then he died.
I thought that was definitely Harry Styles. I'm gonna be honest, could
that
not
part
tell
was
the
really
difference
hard.
between anyone on the beach.
That was when they were on the beach. I could, but I guess that was a point of the scene. But when they're all covered in oil, I had no fucking idea what was going on.
Yeah,
like or who was who. That was really confusing.
He also did the score for The Lion King.
Like the original Lion King,
the 1995 Disney movie. Yeah,
him and Elton John.
Well, he did the score for it. Elton John just did the lyrical music.
Yeah.
Which comes out on DVD at the end of next month. They're releasing it out of the vault. Yep. It's the Walt Disney Signature Collection for The Lion King. On Steelbook, no less, for fucking $40.
Worth it.
Like, Disney knows they have us by. See, we're getting off on a tangent here again. I'll say this for after we finish our review. So, do we have any other thoughts before we call that on Dunkirk? I think we've properly blown this movie every way we can.
Yeah, it was amazing. It also wasn't that long too.
No, it wasn't. It was under 2 hours.
Yeah, it's surprising. But it's like they could have stretched it out more.
Yeah.
It was very suspenseful. Like even though that was cool.
But the thing is, the soundtrack really adds to that because the ticking clock adds a level of suspense to it.
The people getting crushed by boats, that was fun.
Yeah, I think this movie is an easy nomination for Best Picture, easy nomination for Best
definitely.
Director, Best Cinematography, Best Original Score. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else you can really.
There was. I definitely I was like, what would I do in this if I was on the beach? The people that were trying to shove the rowboats and row across the channel, I would definitely be in that group of people.
I'd be like, well, you know what? Nothing else we can do here. Worth a shot.
And you definitely, I know they're like, you can't row across the channel, but you definitely can row across the channel. That's bullshit.
Yeah. People have swam the English Channel.
Yeah, people swam on top.
Like a group of...
Here, they took a pickup truck and put an outboard motor on the back. And then drove it across the channel.
But like, if you can swim across the English Channel, a group of soldiers can definitely row across the English Channel.
Yeah. It might take a while, but...
It'll take like 2 days, 3 days.
And after watching this, like, halfway through, I was like, I think I'd rather be in one of the small passenger vessels than be in one of the big boats. Because they were getting attacked by torpedoes.
Yeah.
And they're not going to hit the passenger ships.
Also, I want to point out, not one single German soldier shown in this movie.
Yeah, just the silhouettes and, like, one of their guns at the very end.
Like, people complain about Call of Duty not having swastikas in it when that comes out in, in November. But that's apparently only in online mode because they don't want to have to, have Germany living
That's
alone.
A good idea. Because you don't want people to be like, I only want to play as a Nazi.
Well, no. The reason is it's the same as in previous games where you don't pick, they just randomly assign you. But Germany can't have the swastika appear in games.
Okay.
So rather than having Germany exist on their own servers and only play with other Germans, they want everyone to play together. So they took the swastika out completely for everyone.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But unlike that, this is how you do it. You just don't have the Germans there. The Germans are there as a force that they're against, but they're not. They're not an active combatant in the army. Like you don't.
Yeah, because that wasn't about. Like they were besides the plane sweeping the beach. Like it wasn't about like them fighting the Germans. It was all just about trying to escape before
Yeah.
the Germans could get them.
Exactly. It was about survival, not about winning.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it so much. That's what makes it a much different movie from other movies. And this is also, I think, a PG-13 war movie.
Yeah, there's
Like-
not really. There's no gore.
No gore.
There's
No cursing.
people burning alive. Yes. Yeah, they say hell. Maybe damn.
But the thing is,
people
that
get
doesn't
shot,
give you
but
a
they don't
bar.
like explode.
Exactly. It's not like
Someone-
Hacksaw
someone
Ridge
gets
where
crushed.
it's like the guy gets shot in the face.
Oh yeah.
Like
The Hacksaw Ridge gore scenes are crazy. Like yeah,
Yeah.
the one guy gets shot through the back of the head, through the front, and explodes on the other guy's face.
Yeah.
And that guy then also gets shot in the face, and then his
Yeah.
head explodes. And then
Yeah.
people's like intestines are like falling out.
see, that you can. This is proof you can do a PG-13 war movie.
Isn't Saving Private Ryan PG-13?
No, I think it's a hard R.
Look it up.
I do honestly think it's a hard R. Yeah, you can look it up. So how would you rate this movie?
Because I'm self labeled Christopher Nolan fanboy.
Yeah.
I know that. So I gave this a 9.8 upon further review.
I'll give it a 9.5.
Saving Private Ryan is rated R.
Yeah.
Confirmed.
I think if I had one complaint, it would be they don't
All
really.
look the same.
Yeah, that's my biggest complaint. You can't really tell apart anywhere on the beach who people are. Because there's too much going on. There's no real time to get to know any character. Where it's like I went on the Wikipedia page and I'm like, huh, these people have names.
That is true. Another one, actually, my other critique, I think, because I feel like old people are going to go see this movie a lot, like you said.
Yeah.
And I think the time thing is going to kill old people, in the theater. I think their brains are going to melt from trying to figure out what's going on. Because even at the part where everything's coming together, with the planes and the boat,
Yeah.
I thought it was jumping back and forth in time, and I was really confused at one part because I was trying to figure out what was going on, but then it was just the same thing happening.
Yeah, it's a little bit rough to
But once I figured out it wasn't confusing, then it wasn't confusing.
Yeah, it goes back. Initially it's a little bit out there, but then once you figure out what's going on, oh, okay, now it all just kind of clicks together. So how many movies have you seen this year so far in theaters?
I have no idea. Maybe 4,
Oh,
5.
My number's a little bit higher. So do you want to go through our mid-year rankings?
What do you mean?
How do we, of movies that have come out so far in 2017, which is the best, like what we did last year?
All of them? That's a lot.
Well, you only saw 4, so it's like, my list is substantially longer.
That's true.
So, cause I'm going through, I'm like, John Wick Chapter 2, I've seen, Logan, Power Rangers, Fate of the Furious, what else have I seen? Guardians, okay, so there was another movie I saw in May, but maybe I misremember. Oh, La La Land doesn't count because that was a 2016 movie that I just saw in 2017 before it almost won Best Picture. Guardians of the Galaxy, then Wonder Woman, then I feel like there were definitely more movies than this. Spider-Man and Dunkirk. Oh, I forgot about Kong, which I feel is like a common thing that I've heard a lot because fucking no one remembered Kong was coming out. I think that's it. I feel like I definitely saw more movies than that though this year. Well, I saw Logan twice. That's probably what's throwing me off. So which ones did you see?
Right. I saw John Wick.
Okay.
I saw Logan.
Mm-hmm.
I saw I saw Dunkirk.
Right.
Um, maybe I only saw 3 movies in the theater.
That's a very low amount. Like, where's my perks history? Let me see if there's anything else I missed. Oh, Baby Driver. Forgot about that one. Which is kind of hard to forget. That movie was really good. Transformers. That was a bad decision on my part. Guardians of the Galaxy, Fate of the Furious, Power Rangers, Did Not See Beauty and the Beast, End of Canceling That Ticket. Logan. John Wick, and then back to Rogue One. Yeah, that's it. So of the movies that you've seen, how would you rank them?
Dunkirk, Logan, John Wick.
Yeah, that sounds
From
about right.
That's to worst. Well, not worst, just less good.
Yeah, you didn't see any bad movies. Like I saw.
I should go to movies more because I do enjoy it, and it's not that much. I always just feel like, oh, they're so expensive, but then I'm like, I spend much more on that than for alcohol per week. Like, it's fine.
That's like, that's a admission of alcoholic right there.
No.
Yeah, that's like the definition. Like, oh yeah, I spend more money on alcohol per week than.
It's like, no, more than $12. Yes.
Well, okay, yeah, well. Okay, so my list is number 1, Dunkirk. Hands down. Number 2, Logan. I think that's gonna stay there. I don't think anyone's gonna unseat those between now and the end of the year. Number 3, Wonder Woman. Number 4, John Wick Chapter 2. Number 5, Spider-Man Homecoming. Number 6, Baby Driver. Number 7, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Number 8, Kong Skull Island. Number 9, Fate of the Furious. And between, I would say, 3 and 9, they're all kind of interchangeable. Because they're all about in my opinion, John Wick, Spider-Man Homecoming, Baby Driver, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, and Kong Skull Island are all interchangeably about the same quality. Fate of the Furious is definitively lower than that for me. And that'd be that one. Then Power Rangers. And way below, way at the bottom, I can honestly say right now, for me, the worst movie of the year that I will see will be Transformers: The Last Night. That movie was a hot pile of garbage. Like, when you go to
2
see
movies that I want to see that have come out recently are The Little Hours.
Mm-hmm.
And, fuck, I just forgot what it was. I was going through a movie that came out this year.
Baby Driver.
The Beguiled.
Really
Beguiled was the other one.
Like, I think Baby Driver would be up your alley, because it's like,
I do want to see Baby Driver. I saw Sandy Wexler, the Adam Sandler Netflix original movie.
How was that?
It is 2 hours and 10 minutes long.
That seems like excessive.
It is. And not that... there's some funny parts, but mostly bad. There's like some funny dating jokes, but mostly it's bad. I can't wait to see the Battle of the Sexes movie.
Oh, with Steve Carell. That's even another one you get nominated for Best Actor and not win.
Yeah, but I could see... I forgot the girl was in that movie.
Emma Stone.
Yes, she.
You think she's going to repeat?
And then there's another one. Oh, that's the weird part about Dunkirk. There's not a single. There's the only woman in it is like a nurse that says like, "Here's some tea."
Yeah, exactly. That's the only. It's like that's why people are hoping this movie doesn't win any Academy Awards.
Oh, people are already on that boat.
Yeah.
They're like, it doesn't matter if it's historically accurate. They should just put women soldiers in the movie.
Yeah, it's like that. You ever see the fake article from what's it called? The fake article from the from Kotaku. It's like what's it called? What's more important, historical accuracy or representation? And it's like on the beaches of the movie Saving Private Ryan, there's not a single woman who appears. Like that's yeah. Put Kingsman on the list of movies I'm gonna see.
Oh, cool. There's a Zodiac Killer movie coming out this year.
Oh, is that about how Ted Cruz is a Zodiac killer?
No, well, it could be. It's a fictional movie about this couple. It's a found footage film where people find the Zodiac. Apparently, the Zodiac Killer filmed all his murders, and they found like the tapes.
Mm-hmm.
I hope one of them is just like, I'm Ted Cruz. Even though if Ted Cruz was a Zodiac Killer, he would have had to be like 4 years old and being a serial killer.
Yeah.
That's where he falls apart.
By the way,
he's not from California.
Let's see, what else have we got? I'm just going through and making a list of the other movies I plan to see before the end of the year. Did you know that Boo! A Medea Halloween 2 is coming out?
Yes, I did. That's what people are complaining, that there's not enough black people in movies, but don't worry.
Here comes Tyler Perry.
I'm sure that'll be nominated for Best Picture.
Roman Israel Esquire.
Someone made a point, and I do agree with this. That is this that movie Girls Trip with Jada Smith.
Yeah.
Like, people just didn't review it. But apparently
Why?
it's good. But it's kind of weird because it was just considered a black film. So like a lot of critics at like big places just like didn't review it.
I think
but
Roman
now
Israel Esquire could
what?
be an Academy Award nominated movie.
What is it called?
Roman Israel Esquire.
Sounds Jewish.
It's Denzel Washington is a Los Angeles attorney who was offered a job at a prestigious law firm after the death of his longtime partner.
Is he like black? Is his name Roman Israel?
Yes.
That doesn't sound like a black person name.
Okay, hold on one second. If I asked you who was playing Lyndon B. Johnson in a biopic coming out this year.
Holy shit, hold on. I just literally looked this up the other day. And I remember, at first I was like, oh, fuck. Damn it.
Do you want to know who it is?
Give me a hint. Give me a hint, I'll guess.
He is in a movie that came out 2 weeks ago.
Jared Leto.
No. He was in a movie that came out 2 weeks ago.
I don't know.
Woody Harrelson.
Oh, yes. I was fine with that. What I'm not fine with is it's directed by Rob Reiner.
Yeah, that's what I just saw, and I was like, huh, that's an odd choice.
And I just saw photos, and one of them is of the Kennedy assassination.
Nice.
So we'll see how Rob Reiner handles the Kennedy assassination. But LBJ is one of my favorite presidents, so I probably will see this.
Oh yeah, the Disaster Artist, that looks really good. What was the other
Bill
one?
Pullman is
Star
in this
Wars.
movie,
Yeah,
but he's not the president.
he's not the president. Otherwise, it'd be a prequel to Independence Day.
Oh, the new trailer for It came out. It's very good. You hear him talk.
Oh, I didn't see the
You probably won't
trailer.
like the trailer because there's one part where they go into a room and it's just filled with clown dolls.
Yeah, that's not happening. I'm not gonna.
So it's not really up your alley.
Yeah, I'll watch anything
Just to
but
get-
that.
Just to give you fair warning.
You know, what movie also could be pretty good.
I'm gonna watch the new because Chucky's been rebooted recently. So I
Really?
think I'm gonna watch that new movie now. Yeah, last year a new Chucky movie came out, and a new one's coming out this year. Garrett Cockrell from Never Not Funny. I tweeted at him to ask him if it's good or not, and he said it was good. So I might check it out.
I'm gonna learn my lesson from not seeing Saving Mr. Banks. I'm gonna see Goodbye, Christopher Robin.
Is that about the death of Pooh Bear?
That's the movie that's about the relationship between A.A. Milne and his son Christopher Robin.
Was it a good relationship, or did he like rape him or something?
I don't think he raped him. I don't think Disney would make a movie about. Oh no, it's Fox Searchlight.
What if that's like?
Oh, maybe he did
It's
rape
just
him.
that's true. It's just like I'm gonna rape you.
This is what it says. The Untitled A.A. Millen Project, which means they have to update this plot description, provides a rare glimpse into the relationship between children's author A.A. Millen, played by Domhnall Gleeson, and his son Christopher Robin, whose toys inspired the magical world of Winnie the Pooh, along with his mother Daphne, played by Margot Robbie, and his nanny Oliver, played by Kelly MacDonald. Christopher Robin and his family swept into an international set of books, The Enchanting Tales, bringing hope and comfort to England after the First World War. But with the eyes of the world on Christopher Robin, what will the cost be to the family?
I get ASMR from Winnie the Pooh.
Really?
The sound of Winnie the Pooh eating honey gives me ASMR. It's just a very nostalgic feeling I get from and also the Winnie the Pooh's voice.
Yeah, okay, nostalgic. That makes sense. Did you know John Travolta will be playing John Gotti Sr. in a biopic?
In a movie or in a?
Yeah, in a movie, in a biopic.
He'll be. I don't know. It's kind of like when he played Bob Shapiro. I've been watching, the People versus OJ, the FX series. It's very good, but I also think Ryan Murphy's extremely overrated.
Why?
I've might have talked about this before, but American Horror Story is not actually a good show. The first 2 seasons are good, but it's a soap opera that's just a ridiculous soap opera. The reason I still watch it is because the plots are so ridiculous, it's hilarious.
Oh, okay.
And then it's just a lot of gore. So they're fun to watch, but they're not actually good. Mm-hmm. And the same with this is, it's interesting. It's almost all very good. And I like that, because I was afraid they're going to make Marcia Clark a hero, because she's a woman, and just be like, look at what she had to deal with, and she was so smart. But they're not doing that, and they're showing how that she was a giant fuck up too. So I'm happy that they're doing that, because there's the whole part with Mark Furman, because he's the racist cop. They tell her, and they're like, we shouldn't use Mark Furman, we should use someone else, and then she's just like, no, he's fine, it doesn't matter that they won't bring. She's like, they won't bring it up. So it's a good they do that. But there's 2 parts that annoy me. One, Cuba Gooding Jr. plays O.J. Simpson like a retard. He literally is talking like he's retarded the entire show.
That's racist. Or not racist, I guess, ableist, I guess the word that you're looking for.
But O.J. Simpson didn't sound like that. He was in movies. He talks like a normal person. He literally, I don't know, Bobby Shapiro, what should I do? That's how he talks the entire show. I'm not too smart.
I didn't
that's
do
what it's
this.
That's what it's like. I'm
it's like that Family Guy bit where he's like, I can't wait to go home and see my wife, and you go tell him, and he's like, oh no, what happened?
So that part's kind of annoying. It gets better later on, because I don't know, they fixed it. The other part that's annoying, David Schwimmer is very good as Robert Kardashian. David Schwimmer is a pretty good actor. But there's a lot, not a lot, any scene. There's a lot of scenes with the little Kardashians, his children, so it's Kim, Khloe, the whole gang. And then any scene with them, my eyes roll so hard I almost have an aneurysm.
Because you know why they're there.
Yeah, because it's literally Ryan Murphy trying to do something deep. Because it's like Robert Kardashian at a press conference, and then all the news people are like, "Who is that? How do you say his name? Kardashian? Who's Kardashian? What is that? Who is Kardashian?"
And then it's them watching on. It's not like we're ever gonna know this name.
That's literally what it's like. They're like, how? They'll never be famous. Who are they? How do you spell Kardashian? And then it shows the kid watching it on TV, and they're like, maybe we'll be famous one day. Do you believe that? We'll be on TV one day. And they're like, oh my fucking god. And then they go out to a diner in a different episode, and they because he's more noticeable because he's part of the dream team. Mm-hmm. So they cut the line at the diner, and the kids are like, I want to be famous so I can get treats. And then he gives them this speech, and she's just like, you should never try to take advantage because you're famous. Always remember where you came from. And it's shut the fuck up. Who fucking cares? I came on this to watch some other bullshit drama about the O.J. Simpson case.
Not this.
Yeah. Having said that, the rest of it is amazing. All the John Travolta parts. are amazing. Him and the Johnny Cochran parts, like, 'cause I didn't really know that much about their relationship, so that part's really cool. The Marsha Clark's and like what's going on behind the scenes, like all that stuff's cool. And you do feel bad. I do feel bad. Like it does, like it obviously sexism where the media tore her apart for like each day they would rate the clothes she wore to the courtroom, like things like that. Like that's a pretty shitty thing to have to deal with because they taught you like a big part of it is she was like, I'm a prosecutor. Like I never wanted to be like in the limelight. Like I didn't do this to become famous. Like what, and it's like her trying to figure out what to do, like, and how to deal with this also.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's how like just overly confident the prosecution was, and they didn't think they'd have to do anything, and they just like lulled themselves into a false sense of security. Nathan Lane says "nigger" a lot, so that was exciting. That part's kind of fun because he's just like. There's just one part where
you couldn't say he says the N-word a lot. You have to, go out and make sure we were all aware of the word.
Nathan Lane says it, so I can say it.
No, that's not the way it works.
But that part's really good. Nathan Lane's in it too. He's really good.
Just let the faggot sound all over again.
No, because I just said what the word he says. It's not like I'm like there's a lot of like N-words on this show. See, that time I said N-word because I wasn't quoting someone, so that would have been worse. So I do recommend watching it. It is very good. It's just from me watching a lot of Ryan Murphy's other shows, I see he does the same things over and over again. Like he likes to do a lot of camera shots from the ceiling down at an angle, like making it crooked. But it's very good. It's just kind of cool. But then I also find myself Googling like a shit ton throughout it because I'm like, did this really happen? Did this really happen? Did this really happen?
Let's check out.
Like, one of the prosecutors has a heart attack in the middle of the trial, and I'm like, did that really happen? And he doesn't, like, because they show it, like, literally in the middle of the trial. He, like, stands up and he's, like, has a heart attack.
Mm-hmm.
But that didn't happen. Like, he had a heart attack during the trial, but not actually in the middle of it, the courtroom.
Right.
So that's fine. It's not, they can take some artistic liberties.
But, yeah.
100% recommend.
I do have a few other movies I just want to name drop before we close out for tonight. Movies that I think have a possibility of getting nominations. Number one, Mary Magdalene, which is a movie about the relationship between Jesus Christ and Mary Magdalene. Rooney Mara playing Mary Magdalene and Joaquin Phoenix playing Jesus Christ. The Man Who Invented Christmas. Movie about how Charles Dickens wrote A Christmas Carol and the related successes. The Papers, which is about the Washington Post's involvement in getting the Pentagon Papers in 1971, which I think if, what's it called, is any indication, Spotlight, this movie gets nominated for Best Picture. And last but not least, Professor Marston and the Wonder Woman, the movie about how a weirdo into S&M managed to get Wonder Woman into the hero we see her today. Her power set's entirely based on S&M.
That's something that's like, do we need to know this?
Oh no, I think we do need to know this.
Are we helping anyone by learning this information?
This is like earlier today. I think I told you we were going through my garage and we found like my great uncle's like stuff from when he died. Is this
the great uncle that was the play writer?
Yes, the one who wrote the racist play. We found
that's
his
like,
stuff. He had a collection of Amos and Andy on VHS, and we were going through all that. My dad informed me today, and this is information I could have found the rest of my life without knowing, that the collection of random miscellaneous stuff that my uncle got included a guidebook on how to do S&M.
Ew.
That is something I could have gone the entire rest of my life without knowing. And now I don't know what to do with that information now that I do know. It's just one of those things like, great, like, thanks. So yeah.
That's funny.
So here we are.
Oh, I had a dream about John Travolta. I usually never dream. I usually don't dream at all. I just like go to sleep and nothing, wake up fine, like nothing.
When you do
but
dream,
I
black and
drank a
white.
lot last night because I was at the beach. That doesn't always happen. It's like varies. It goes like back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
So this one, I drink a lot because I was in a Mets game. So maybe that's why. But
Yeah.
so I dreamed that was going to the class at TA4, and there was a man selling crabs, like snow crab legs, outside the classroom. And I was like, oh, I like snow crab legs. Maybe I'll buy some before I go into class.
It's like, this didn't tip you off. Like, this isn't normal.
I've been able to lucid dream like once or twice, but in this case I did not. So I'm like, hello, sir. Like, I'll buy some snow crab legs. And it was John Travolta.
This didn't tip you off either. You're just like, okay.
I was just like, oh, you're like John Travolta. Like, I'm watching the O.J. Simpson series. You're great. And he was like, thank you. And he was doing research for a role.
Okay, that makes sense then.
For Deadliest Catch movie, but like the after part where they sell the crab legs.
Okay.
But then I was talking to him about it. But in the class at TA4, the professor is extremely strict about like being on time. So even with me as a TA, he'll like chew me out if I'm late. So I was like, oh, like I need them. Or I was like, if I bring them in, like they're gonna smell. And he was like, yeah, they're gonna smell the crab legs. And I was like, are you gonna be here after like I'm done with class? And like he was kind of rude about it. And he's like, I don't know. And he was kind of like getting mad. And I was like, stop! Like, why are you being so mean? Like John Travolta. But then he was talking about how he's stressed out because he doesn't know if the movie's gonna be good. And it was like a really long conversation about it. And then the professor like came out. And he was just like, what the fuck's going on, like, out here? And then he turned out to be friends with John Travolta. They knew each other from, like, back in the day. And then they were just, like, shoot the shit. But I actually wouldn't be surprised, because this professor, he was invited to Henry Winkler's wedding.
That is weird.
So, and he's also friends with one of the Olsen twins, like, boyfriends or husbands this guy is friends with. Which is because this like 70-year-old man is who one of the Olsen twins are dating.
That's odd.
So it was a very strange dream, and then I woke up.
So I think that's a good way to wrap it up for tonight.
I think so.
I think our next movie we're gonna do is going to be either an Inconvenient sequel, if you're going to see that, or Kingsman: The Golden Circle.
I saw the trailer for that. It is not. I don't think it looks that good.
The new Kingsman movie?
Yeah.
I like the trailers for those movies.
I think it looks so gimmicky.
I'm fine with that.
Like, someone has a lasso, and I'm not okay with it.
Yeah, do you know why he has a lasso? He's the statesman. He's from the United States.
I know, I like that part, agency. But like in the first movie, all the fight scenes they were just like people fighting.
Yeah.
So it felt more like real, but these are just gonna be giant CGI fights because he uses a CGI lasso.
I don't know. That first trailer hooked me. That first trailer with My Way by Frank Sinatra. I'm a very easy person to please, though.
I do like Julian Moore, the bad guy, though. I really like Julian Moore.
Also, I dropped a new trailer for The Defenders, which we'll talk about on 30-minute reviews. That comes out in 2-3 weeks. People are still not happy and are still taking off points because Finn Jones is casting as the Iron Fist.
Oh, because everyone hates him?
This is literally the epitome of get the fuck over it. Like, okay, it happened. You want to take off points off his show, that's fine. But don't say, oh, well, he's not Asian, he shouldn't be the Iron Fist. And then, the best is, I let someone point out to people, like, isn't it more racist to say that just as a guy is good at martial arts, he should be Asian?
And it's almost even would have been better if Marvel just ignored the character.
If they use someone else. If they use Ghost Rider, or if they use Moon Knight, or if they use, like, some other street-level hero, or even the fucking Spider-Man in there or something, like...
I would have been more offended if they did Ghost Rider and did not cast Nicolas Cage.
I still think my idea that I texted you about, what they should do for Infinity War Part 2, is, like, they do a one-shot in between, where I would just call it, like, Infinity War Doctor Strange, and it's just him going around to the going around and like getting everyone. Like he goes and like pulls Peggy Carter from the past and pulls in a bunch of people, and then like the last place he goes, it kind of like alludes to somewhere else. Like like he ends up in the Daily Bugle from Raimi's Spider-Man, but that's all you see. And then like it goes to the movie. It's like, okay, you guys, I got all the heroes. And when you said all the heroes, I meant all the heroes. And then it's like everyone shows up. You get like Daredevil from the movie with Ben Affleck. You get Jennifer Garner's Elektra.
I know that's your dream, but that's definitely not going to happen.
That would be the greatest thing ever, because everyone would forget how shitty they were.
Especially because Elektra dies in the Daredevil Elektra movie,
and she also dies in the Daredevil TV show. And that doesn't stop anyone. Which that was never mind. That's an issue for another time, because it's like 1:30 in the morning now. But yeah, we will be back with Kingsman: The Golden Circle or An Inconvenient Truth, whichever we do first, and we'll either let you know on Twitter or you'll get a notification on your iPhone, because that's how everyone listens to these podcasts anyway. So we'll be back with that.